Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. And we have one live audience. What do you call that?
Live studio audience.
Live studio audience, and his name's Dwayne. He's a friend of ours from Ontario. He's in on the show today because he brought us gifts. No, I'm just joking. But he did bring us gifts. It was a nice gift. He bought all four of us a Yeti coffee cup, and that way there we can go downtown, get it filled up, have a good coffee, and then we all have our own cup. And this one is mine. Jolene's got hers, Nate got one, and Doug also got one. So thanks a lot, Dwayne. Appreciate it. Today, like I said before, today is the day that we're going to put the roof in the car. There's been a lot of suggestions. Everybody wants a sunroof. Yeah, that could happen. That's why I was thinking about taking the panel and making it so it come in and went back on. That's what I was thinking. The flat stock on the outside of the perimeter of the roof, I think it's a great idea, and the reason being is it strengthens up that metal, so I can put a piece in there. The piece that we could make it a sunroof. The only thing I'm thinking is that the window, it winds open and lets air in. I'm not sure if I want to be driving down the road looking out the roof. I'm not sure if it needs that. Most cars, when you have a sunroof in it, you want to get rid of the sunroof. So it's either or, it could be either or. But we have some Bristol board, and we're going to make a piece of metal for that piece of the roof and see what it looks like. And Jolene is going to louver it because she's a badass. Let's do this. Got a couple pieces of Bristol board. I just want to tape this together so I can make a big enough piece for a pattern of the metal. Thanks for coming back. I really appreciate it. And I have to thank you again for buying the Hiltz Auto Co gear. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I must say, it looks good on you. Is that buttering you up or what? I'm ready to get a piece of Bristol board. I keep Bristol board on hand full time. The reason being is I use it full time. I don't know if I glued that together the right way or not, and I did not. First boo-boo of the day. You forgive me, won't you? Sure you will. Look at that now, would you? I really got that taped together. Something. Well, that's why we use paper, I guess, because it could have been a piece of metal. And if it was a piece of metal, it's called money. With the paper, it's $1. Trying to get this apart as fast as I can. Let's do it this way this time. Wasn't thinking. Like Jolene said, if you don't think, if you don't use it, you lose it. Let's do it again. Let's try it again. I think we're cooking with gas this time. I'm thinking we are. Alright, it's sagged down there in a little bit in the center, so obviously it's not going to give you a true read because it's not fitting properly. There's probably a little bit more. If I trace the outside line, there'll be more metal there than I need. And what I mean by metal, after I transfer this pattern to a piece of metal, there would be more metal than I need because it's sagged down the side. We want to come up. Maybe that's a good thing, and the reason I'm saying that is because the sag that we have in the center could be the height we need on the top, so it might be right on the money. I'm not sure. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get inside the car and trace it for me and you. Now I'm tracing the inside, so I know when I transfer this to a piece of metal, I'm going to have to make more make it bigger. And the reason being is I want it to lay on the outside of the flat stock. I don't want the metal to fall down through, and that's what it would do if I cut it with the line I'm making. It would fall down through. So I'll make it a little bit bigger than what I've got traced out here. Like I said, the reason being is it would fall down through. So I'm thinking I got it there. We'll pull that bad boy off. We'll trace it out and see what we got. So this is what I got. I'm gonna get a ruler and we'll just go around the edge a little bit. You can see here on the roof, I've got the flat stock halfway, so we probably got what, 1/4 of an inch there. So I'll add 1/4 of an inch to that pattern so it sits on top of that. This piece here, that wasn't good. You can see I've got, good thing I looked at this, I've got a 1/2 inch here before I hit the metal there, so I'm gonna add a full 1/2 inch in the front to get to this metal here because I traced it here, and if I cut it there, there's gonna be some missing. There is. Let's do this. And I don't mind, what I don't mind doing is just eyeing it up. So I'm just gonna eye that up. What I could do is get a piece of metal and trace that on there, the thickness that it should be, but I'm thinking I'm gonna get it. I'm missing some there, but we'll add. Always carry the one, so you do a good job. I guess I'm going there. I'm gonna add, I'm on the outside of this piece here, so we're gonna add 1/4 of an inch on this side. Sometimes it'll get you when you're not thinking about what you're adding or taking away. We're gonna louver this piece because we're gonna louver. I want to louver it, so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. I know, can't carry two in the bucket, but sometimes I let it go. 1/4 inch on this side. We're going to transfer that to a piece of metal. Pair of scissors. So I've got this pattern that I'm cutting. When I lay this pattern on top of the metal, and I use the marker on the outside of this pattern, obviously the pattern is getting a little bit bigger if I stay on the outside of the line when I cut it, and I probably will do that, and I'll have to go back and forth a little bit, but I think you'd rather have it bigger than too small. You've seen what happened the other day when I cut the roof too small. It was good for content, but it was shitty for me. I learned how to use scissors in church. Believe that or not, I went to church one time when I was younger. She only got me coffee in bed this morning. God bless her. She was up working before I was awake. All right, there's what I got going on. That's what I got going on. Let's transfer that to a piece of metal. So instead of wasting a piece of metal and cutting it wrong like when I put it together, I've got $2 invested in the paper, and I suggest you make all your patterns out of paper first. And that way there, you are not making any huge mistakes and costing yourself a bunch of money. Dwayne is building the man that's sitting right here, and he's named Dwayne. He's building a cottage on the waterfront here in Nova Scotia, and he's inviting everybody over. Is that right, Dwayne? Kind of, sort of.
Oh my.
So, yeah.
Just don't say the address.
That could be bad, couldn't it? Man, you partying down here? Just gonna put that on there like that. Come on. I lay it on the ground, but I wanted to keep it up. Keep the piece of metal right here. If I can glue it here with a magnet, I'll be happy. Would be nice. Stop it. The better the pattern, the better the fit. That's for sure. See what happens. I don't know. We'll have to figure out center after. I always go to a straight edge first. I had a straight edge on that pattern. So I always went to a straight edge first and went for it. Oh, you don't want to get sprayed with sparks, Dwayne?
No.
Not really? You're trying to cut back on sparks? This is 20 gauge metal that I'm using. The reason I'm using 20 gauge is because of the louver press. And I'm not sure if the louver press, well, actually I am pretty sure that the 18 gauge is a little tough on it, and that's why we're going to the 20. I generally don't use 20 gauge, I use 18 gauge. But for this, when we're putting louvers in it, we are really putting some strength in the metal. You've seen it last time for the trunk lid. It really did good. I'm going to leave the line. And I guess that's why I wanted to leave it there. That way there, the metal's off the floor, and I don't have to deal with it. And that's a good thing. We'll get a little more cord going here. So I got something to trip over. Alrighty. Oh. I was going to say, that looked funny. And it was funny because it wasn't cut yet. you're more than welcome to have your seat back, Dwayne. I'm over here, I'm all good. Then we'll cut this front off. And then what we're gonna do is after cut the front off, we'll just lay it up on top of the car and see if it fits. We'll get the sharp stuff taken off it. I'm gonna get Jolene to pull out her muscles. I'll get the louver press pulled over here. I'll get this cleaned off. We'll mark some louvers out on this, and then we'll punch some louvers in it. Jolene can get pumped up and get ready to rock and roll. You think 100 pounds pull that thing down?
Yeah.
See what happens. Cross your tongue and, I don't know, cross your toes and all that stuff and hope it fits. I say we did pretty good. I'm just going to go on the other side and take a look. It looks good though. Looks real good. Across the back looks good. It's got a little bit of width in the front, it does. I'm going to trace my center. I might as well trace it as try to find it. It's right there. I like to make 3 or 4 marks so I can guess when it comes time. That's a joke. That's not true. Don't quite like how I got it too long in the front, but we'll see what we can do with this mark. Not bad. So I'm thinking that we'll cut that line off. That's because it's overhung there. Overhung, overhang, overhung. That's my center. I'm going to find the center of the back, and the reason being is I want to run the louvers straight, I guess. So that's the center of the front. That's the center of the back. I need to take a hair off of one side or the other. That side over there I had fitting right on the money. Or I think I did. And this side was just a little too much. So I'm going to do this. Just going to take a little bit off. That way there, when I put it back up on, I'm just thinking for a second, if I have a little bit of crown in it, where it was taking that much off, am I going to put that much crown in it to use that? I think what I'll do is I'll leave it first, and when I put the crown, you can see how this is crowned. Being flat, it would be short, it would make it short if I go to put a crown in it. So as soon as I pick it up like this, obviously, and put a crown in it, it's going to make this piece shorter. So that little bit I want to cut off might work, I'm not sure. So I'll just do the center and the back first. It's stuff you have to think about, I guess, if you're going to do this, you know. So we're 34, 15, 17, is that sound right, sweetheart?
Mm-hmm.
Fact checker, 17, middle of 34?
Yeah.
And we're going to say this is center. Now, Jolene, I'm going to ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want, should we have louvers right in the center, you think? Actually, I don't think we should have louvers in the center because of this thing. Because we got a peak going on right there. I don't think the louvers would do that well right there, so I think we'll move them over on either side. What do you think, sweetheart?
Yeah.
You good with that?
I'm good.
She's good with that. She's down. All right, let's do it line on this side. What we'll do is put this back on. We'll give ourselves a little bit of distance. That's the distance on that side. Try to make this marking these louvers off as easy as possible. So just a couple rulers, to me, makes it easy. And that way there I can use one for a spacer and one for the size of the louver. Our louver is, I had a piece of metal made for the louvers. And I put it somewhere. Did I bring it out, baby?
I haven't seen it.
I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. There it is right there. That's for the louvers. It's 2.5 is the louvers. So that's distance right there on either side. That's the center. That's the distance there on either side that I'm not going to have any louvers. And here's where I'm going to have some louvers. Louvers on this side. I guess this is a hot rod touch, I guess, putting louvers in something. All kinds of hot rods around have louvers in the roof and in the trunk lid and in the hood. It's just something that someone has come up with to make their ride look cool. And that's the only thing that, to me, that it's known for, I guess. I guess you could use it for your hood to let heat out. But I'm using it so it looks cool. My head doesn't, I'm not sure if my head lets off that much heat or not, that I have to have louvers in the hood or not, but I know that's why flies land on your head, because that's where the heat comes from, I think. I shouldn't say I know when I say I think, but flies like to land on you. I think. Okay, so just the distance in between the louvers. Nope, that moved on me. Can't have that. Can't have that. Back to the louvers. And it matters if you get this ruler on there right, because if you don't get the ruler on right, well then your louvers aren't going to be right. So. So, anybody watches us louver this piece of metal, well, you know you can do it. You just have to have the, I guess, the little machine there that we have to louver it. You do not need nothing big and fancy that has hydraulics on it or anything like that. You just need the will and the want. I got lots of that. Do one more. And I should call that good for louvers. So it's just a hot rod touch. I'm not sure who invented it. Not sure. Looks pretty good though. Big ones are louvers. Small ones are spaces in between. So we're just going to make sure that we do not get in there by putting a squiggly line through it. Now, this ruler is right here for me to use. So this is going to be the distance that the louvers are going to be apart. I was just thinking about how far I'm going to keep the louvers apart. I'm going to simplify it by using a ruler, and that way there, that's the distance we're going to use. Let's do that. Looks good. It's real good. I'm not even sure if this is the exact same way we did it on the last one, and I don't care. So I used the measuring tape just a couple times to do this. So I'm saying that you really don't have to use a measuring tape to get this laid out. You can use a measuring tape more than I do, that's for sure. But make sure you know that it's going to take more time, and sometimes it complicates things when you can just use things at your hands, and that's rulers and spacers and that sort of stuff. You know, to get up there and measure out the roof. I could measure that roof out, or I could measure that sign out. I think I said it yesterday. You can measure that sign out and say, here, I'm going to make it and put it on the floor and make it. Well, to lay the sign on the floor and to trace every piece that you have on the floor, to me, it seems much easier than trying to transfer a measurement to a piece of material to trace. Maybe that's why I didn't do so good in school, copying from everybody. That's where I learned how to copy so well. Good patterns. And Jolene, when we do the louvers, when we punch these out, I'm basically thinking that each one just pull down as hard as you can, and then when it bottoms out, it's over. I'm thinking. I wouldn't try pull one harder than the other, just pull it down, go through the metal, and then make it goes. I'm sure 100 pounds on that bad machine won't wreck it. Now, do I want to, so I got two I can put a louver up close if I want to. Do you think I should or just leave it? I'll put it there, and if we want to, we can. How's that?
Yeah, I like them when they're like kind of tapered.
We can do that actually.
If we got rid of this one, so that it's kind of like on an angle.
Good call. See what she just did, boys? She helped me out. So now we got it on an angle. So now when we cut the louver, we'll have one here, one there, and one there, and it'll angle back sort of with the piece that we have. Good call. Now we've got to find center of the louver. And the louver is 2.5. So it's 1.25. I could eye it up, but you probably wouldn't be happy. I'm just using the tape measure and going to, not using the end, because look how the end's curled up on that. You could tell how I get the wrong measurement sometimes. Sometimes you get an end curled up like that. Sometimes it's flat. Sometimes it's this. Sometimes it's that. So I like to start right on the mark itself. As Nathan would say, 1 and 2 ticks. One and 2 ticks. Stop it. And it matters if you get this off, well then you're going to get it all off. But good thing about louvers, it's hard to tell. There's too many of them to really focus and see if everything's perfectly straight. Dwayne, do you have your coffee at your coffee shop yet?
Yes, sir.
First time I met Dwayne, he said he's a coffee whore. And I said, what? He's a coffee whore. And I told him I'm a coffee drinker. And then after I tasted his coffee, I became a coffee whore.
Welcome to the club.
Welcome to the club. All right, we got the center of each one of the louvers. So now I'm just going to draw a line down through this. A lot of lines. Hard to see in the shadow. Gotta finish that one. The roller's kind of. Start doing that where my thumb is. That will look good with it. Baby. Back over this way because it goes to the floor better. Alrighty. So we have louvers, 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 and louvers. Use the ruler as a spacer. You can see what all the squiggly lines is. That's where the spacers are. We are going to have the louvers end here on the first one, and then one up, and then one up again on that one. Hopefully we can get it. See what happens. This is the center. We have the center of the louvers going. We're ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll. I don't know where I put the cover to that. There, just right there. The glasses are good for close up, but far away, it'd be like, I wouldn't know who you are. All right. How many louvers we got, baby? You know?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is this?
54.
54? I wouldn't have got that. I forgot my times table. 54. Plus 2 more in the front, or 3 more. So about 60. Let's pull this bad boy up. Just put something out of the way. Hoping that this fits. Should still fit. I'm thinking I only need myself to hold this one, just a small piece of metal on this one. Should be good. Should be able to. Jolene's gonna punch them, hopefully. And then we'll be happy.
Ready?
Man, I'm born ready. Well, I wasn't ready when you first came out, but I'm ready. Hold that, push that up, push that up. Alrighty. Yeah, I got a problem already. I gotta find center of that louver. Got a mark on there. I'm gonna mark it again. Can you bring it down top of the metal? Bring it down top of the metal. Bring it down.
That good?
Pull her down. Get back on it further. Get back on it further. There you go. Pull her down. Keep going.
Oh.
Pull her down. Is that good?
Yeah, I guess so.
Good. Let her up. Let it up. There you go.
I need a step stool.
Just walk up further. Walk up further, then push the handle up. There you go.
Okay.
All right, you don't need no step stool. Walk back. We just took the line right off that louver, that press. So you have to walk up and back. That's what you're going to have to do. Please and thank you. Come down. Just a second. Come down. Punch it. Pull down on it, so it's down there nice. Good. Walk ahead. Thank you. Up a little bit. Okay. Come ahead. Just a second. Just trying to get it on. You don't blame me trying to get it on with Jolene, do you? Go for it. There you go. Did you pull down tight?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, go lower down.
Actually,
What?
it seems like this gap is bigger than that one, but
Okay. Don't tell everybody on camera. Pull down. Now pull down get your, yeah, good, right up. Come ahead, let her down. Pull, go ahead, cut it. Good. Gotta get up some there, okay. Come down. Second. Cut it. Good. Gotta push that up some. Go ahead, let her down. Second. Cut it. Do your thing, do your deal, make sure it's, yep. Go ahead, let her down. Cut it. Down hard enough for you?
Yep.
Okay. Cut it. Good. Back off, boy, she's mine. She's a Louvering pressing machine. Go for it. Do you let press down hard enough?
Yep.
Go. Go ahead. All right, there you go. Do it. Do it, baby, do it. Pull it down nice and tight. Make sure you get it. Yeah. Do it again. Cut it. Go ahead. Cut it. I'm not going to mention that to you no more. You're going to have to keep that on your own brain, okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. Just a minute. Yeah, pick it up just a little bit, sweetheart. Just a little tiny bit. Yep. Cut it. Right down. Just bring it just up a little bit. Sorry. Ah.
Down?
Nope. Me ground didn't say down. Go ahead. Pay attention, Jetty. Pay attention. Go ahead. Pull down. Let's get me close. Cut it. Yep. Cut it. A second. Cut it.
Up?
Cut it.
Okay.
Right in. Cut it. Just a second. Cut it. Oh, just a second. Pick it up just a bit. Yep, let it down. Just a second. Cut it. Let it down. Cut it. Cut it. We can't louver your Corvette. We could louver your Tesla. That's what the Fonz used to say. Hey, go ahead. Cut it. Just a second, sweetheart. Go for it. You're doing a good job, baby.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Go for it. Go for it. Bring it down. Cut it. Cut it! Got one more. This was the one that was. Cut it. Awesome. How you feeling?
Good.
With your hands?
Yeah.
Just a second, baby, just a second. You let her. Pick it up just for a second here. Sometimes it goes right in place for me, and other times I get. Let it down. Cut it. Cut it. Sec, baby. Oh, just pick it up just a little bit.
Up?
Just a little bit. Just a little. Go, all right, go let her down. Cut it. Let it down. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Bring it down. Cut it. Cut it. Yeah. Second, don't just leave right beside. Cut it. Just a second. Cut it. Cut it. Second. Once you get pressure down that thing, it's hard. Go ahead, cut it. Ah!
Sorry.
Pick it up, please. Cut it. Sec, babe. Cut it. Just a sec. Cut it. Go for it. Cut it. Cut it. Up. Cut it. Nope, second. Lift up. Thank you. Let down. Cut it. Let it down. Cut it. Just a second. Cut it. One more rock. Hard to hold my hand way out there to get that end, if you know what I'm saying. Alrighty, no time like the present. Cut it. No, just a minute. Let up a little bit. No. Go ahead. Cut it. Just a sec. Come back some. Cut it. No, let up. Just a bit. Up just a bit. Just a bit. Up just a bit. Let it down. Cut it. I gotta rest for a second. My arm.
Yeah, my arm's sore too.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
I was only worried about mine. I really was. Just go for it. No, I gotta let it back up again. Put it down. Cut it. Cut it. Cut it. Just a sec, pick it up. Yeah, lay it down. Cut it. Two more. Two more. Cut it. One more. Put it in crooked for the hell of it?
No.
Cut it. All right. Woo. All right. Ready to take a look at it?
Yeah.
I'll wait for you to get your camera going, then we'll show it all at once. Obviously we have a roll going that way, and it has a little bit of a roll going that way, but it's got a lot going in the middle. So you can see how the louvers are. So we've got them running back like that, which is pretty cool. We got them running back like that on that side. Let's try it on. It's nice pressure on that. Very nice pressure. It's going to be too long, obviously. I think what I'm going to do is, I thought about breaking it in the center before I start it, but I think what we'll do is we'll tack it in the center and we'll just run each side down, I think. What I am going to do, though, you can see how I marked it before I started it. I marked that front edge because we had too much metal. I'm going to cut that and hopefully it works. We'll tack it in there. Get a little nuts on each side. Thinking that the mark I made was upside down, so in order to I'm thinking we're a little wide too, so I'm going to cut that now. And be careful, I have it too short. You did a good job punching them out, baby. You did a good job. You did a good job. Alright. I'm going to tack that up here and then run along, just keep tacking it on the front and then see if we can't make it work, I guess. This here seems to be up a little bit higher than this side, does it not? You know what I'm trying to say? It does. But I'm hoping that I can use the metal to weld. Ooh, Looks funny sitting up there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Huh? It does. It looks funny. See what happens. See if we can't get it nailed down so it looks like something. And we're just going to tack it on for now. And the reason being is because I might want to change it. I might change my mind. Everybody knows that I don't change my mind usually, but I might change my mind. Bum, 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 bum. Let's do this. Sometimes the hardest thing is to move the welder. What am I pulling? I'm gonna record. I'm just going to close my eyes as I weld it. That way there, I don't have to put the helmet on, off and on, off and on. I'll just tack it with by closing my eyes. I'm going to tack it in the center. One is to hold it, and then once I get the second tack on it, it's in place because you cannot move it. But once we put one tack on it, we can do anything we want with it. I'm not going to say anything, but anything. Ooh. Might have to cut it back some. Got too much on that side. Does look center though, but that side fits good. I got lots of room on that side. I'm gonna have to cut this as I go, I guess. And the reason being is because it's a little bit big. Does that look centered, Wayne? Doesn't look bad, eh? Yeah, it looks like it could be. Looks like it could be centered. Okay, I'll go with that. All right, I'm going to tack this sucker in the back. Get the welder. And then we'll push the sides down, I guess. Can't go wrong with the center. That way there, I can push that way and that way. If I worked this way all the way over that side, I could have a bubble when it comes time. Don't want a bubble. I don't want a bubble. I'm gonna nail it. Just to hold it. Probably didn't turn the gas on.
Okay.
What's that?
I can.
You're gonna grab the gas for me? Got it?
Yeah.
Just gonna give it a real tack, I guess. With gas. Now I'm gonna run it each way. Hopefully I can get it to work. I didn't like the feeling of that. Huh. I like how that fits so nice right there. It does. Untack it. I can always cut it. Stop it. Couldn't fit any better together than that, could it, baby? Mm-hmm. Huh? I'd have to done it. And undid it. Let's go to the other side. I want to tack in this corner. What the heck? Going to the other side. This one's way off. Ugh. You know what happened? When I cut that panel, I cut way off. I don't like that. What's going to happen is I'm going to have to cut that off and nice and straight going down there. Nope. I'm just gonna go for it. Can't see. Helmet won't let me. The helmet won't let me. Going to have to work harder on this side, but remember I have that little piece of flat iron underneath that, so I can obviously weld to that. But I just have to work a little harder, put some weld in that. That's all. Not what I'm looking for, but. I might have to disconnect the top, I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I can cut that back off and bring that this way a little bit. Gonna have to go out and take a look. Hard thing to do right at the present moment. I got it way over that side. Yeah, as you can see that I have gap here. I've got no gap over here, so that's gotta go ahead that way. I gotta cut that back off and bring that ahead. And you can see how, as I hold that down, yeah, I've got it on there crooked. Or, I don't say crooked, I haven't got it fit in the hole. How's that? Now I gotta repair it. Take it off. Didn't want to do that, but I did. Yeah, it's not what I wanted to do, but it is what it is. Maybe if you do it twice, maybe you just do it a little bit better. You think, maybe? Twice looks a little bit better. Basically, I guess the lesson of this one, if it don't look right, cut it off. Alrighty. Let's do it again. Yeah. That rolled out on me. The wheels work good anyways, huh? The wheels work good. I'm going to turn the welder back on. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring that side a little closer. Get the front looking a little better, and the back will go where it's going to go. That's what I'm thinking. That's my plan this time. That's the plan this time. Just bring it a little bit closer. Just a little bit. Why are we not moving? There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I like that better. I like that way better. I don't have to have good on, that's good. We're still fitting good on this side. That matters a lot. Pick this side up so it fits good. As long as it. It's good. That one there is not good, is it? Gotta come down some. That's not good at all. Now I've got it over here too far. Does it look like crooked? Alrighty. What has happened when I took and laid the panel on it and I marked the front? I flipped it. So basically the cut on that side should be the cut for this one, and the cut for this one should be for that side. That's what happened. And I'm paying for it right at the present moment. And no big deal, just kind of have to, not good at all. Going back to where we was. Put that in the center again. Alright. Ooh. Still got a gap on the other side, I know I do, but I'll have to deal with it. Here we go. Stop it. Thinking that a little weld holding up there a little bit. Just want to be able to ready. Don't need that. We'll just use little tacks because we know what happened last time. Just little tacks. I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up getting inside and pushing up on that a little bit maybe. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. It's going to be cut off. Sit flush it. All right. You can recall that I cut a little bit off one side, like an eighth. That was supposed to be for this side. Now we got to cut this side off an eighth. I like it now. Tacking it down and see what I got. That's all I can do for now. Just tack it down and see what I got. Man, that thing's bad. We're gonna have lots of air coming inside. I'm gonna have to make sure I cut my hair short. Shorter than it is now. Yeah, it's not been a problem lately. That's kind of different. I have never seen, they usually have more area and space with that going there. That really is gonna probably pull a lot of air into the car. On the back, all the way across, I have to cut some off. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Can't tell. I'm gonna have to dolly the end down where the louvers are really close. There's a spot there I'm gonna have to. we'll tack it down, and then we'll end up doing a little dolly work here in a bit. Just going to get it held down. It's in place in a few places. So where it's in place, that's where I'm going to tack it. And the rest I'm going to end up dollying it. The other side, cut that across. We also did get the back piece, the piece going along the back window. That was just a matter of making a paper pattern. And then, better cut some off this one too. Awesome. We've got a nice, I guess it's a knife, I guess you call that a safety blanket, I guess would be the piece of flat iron that I put underneath here and left it halfway, cutting this to make this fit. I got a nice safety blanket there, and if I'm saying safety blankets, because I can cut it through and I still have meat underneath to weld to. So, you know, if I cut that gap that I just cut there a second ago, and that was my cut, and then I'd be quite upset because I'd have to weld that back together, and it's quite a job to butt weld that back together on that roof with a not very good gap, as you've seen here the other day. Now what we're going to do is get in here and bring that down. The only reason I got to bring that down, if you want to come on this side and take a look there, sweetie pie, be careful. Be careful. You can see on the back side of this where I put that on, you can see how it's rippled up there. And it's rippled up because of the louvers that we put in it. And we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. And the matter of that is just kind of getting my hammer, going easy. Be careful. It would be nice to have a clamp that would reach that far, but we'll see. I've got a clamp in here. See what happens. See how far I can get. No good to me. No good to me. No good to me. That side over there is a little better than this side. All right, so what we're going to do is, what we going to do?
We're at the time.
What's that?
We're sort of at the time.
We're at the time? Alrighty, so this is what I'm going to do to fix that. Where it's tight, I'm going to put a spot of weld on it, wherever it's tight. It's tight there, it's tight there, it's tight in a few places. What I'm going to do is I'll get it tight, and then next to it, that's when I can use the hammer. Put my hand underneath here a little bit and hammer a little bit where it's tight, and then I can get it every inch as I go along. But if you want to come around the front and take a look at it, we have a louvered roof skin. You know something? The louvers are supposed to go the other way. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. We're going to repeat the situation. We got to turn the louvers around. What a dumbass. Have a great day, everybody.